Ladies and gentlemen, as Non-Stop Racing TV is back once again tonight for the Integrity Racing League here tonight at Phoenix International Raceway, now known as IMSA ISM Raceway. Joined up here in the booth here tonight with you, Zach Mecca and
your second commentator, Dustin Chilson.
Ready for another great night of action here tonight, as these past few weeks have been some great, intense racing so far. Now we come to a back out west here from Las Vegas to Phoenix onto a hot, slick surface here today.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see these drivers switch from the longer track to more of a short track here tonight.
Definitely a lot shorter track here tonight. Only about a mile this track is, as we're going to throw up our results here from qualifying so far. The number 09 of David Rattler looking to run the fastest lap by just a hundredths of a second to the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. Two strong cars from last week's race. Just couldn't seem to come and overpower the number 01 of Brad Patton. Or the number 1, I am sorry.
Yeah, Brad Patton really just walked away with it last week. No, I mean, no one really had anything to give him at all last week in Las Vegas.
Definitely had a strong car there tonight. Well, definitely we see a lot of the top guys up front so far. In third, Adam DeBlasio. Always see him up in the top 10 weekly. He's definitely shown he's got a car to contend here tonight. William Dunn, the current defender for the last year's championship in 2017 for the Integrity Racing League, up there in fourth. They're not even a tenth off. These guys are within hundredths of a second from the lead. As these drivers do get ready to grid down here tonight. We will bring you your starting grid here tonight for the Phoenix 156 here tonight. Starting in first on the inside in the number 09, running the fastest time of a 26.943. David Rattler. Starting in second on the outside, running the number 51 here tonight, Caleb Eisenhower. Well, starting in third in the inside, in the number 06, Jay Heisman. Starting in fourth on the outside, in the number 87, Joseph Yates. Actually, I already got that wrong. Starting in fifth on the inside, the number 9 of Joe Slamma. Starting in sixth on the outside, the number 19 of Tyler Hurd.
Starting in the 7th spot tonight in the inside, we have Brandon 6. Starting on the outside in the number 8 spot, we have the number 45 of Samuel Nieto. Starting in the 9th spot on the inside, we have car number 67, Don Stephenson. Starting in 10th on the outside, we have car number 73, Jason K. Miller.
Starting in 11th on the inside, the number 88 of Michael Dewell. Starting in 12th, in the number 5 car, Brandon Kirkman. Starting in 13th, in the number 92, Bruce Ackerman. Starting in 14th, in the number 97, Nick Ward. Starting in 15th, in the number 25, Joseph Tice.
Starting in number 16th, we have number 11, Eric de Blasio. Starting in 17th, the 78 car of Todd Thomas. Starting in 18th, the number 29 of Alan Pajari. And in 19th, we have 57, Camilo Thompson. And rounding out your top 20, we have car 16, Lance Gettles.
As we seem to be green flag here, underway. Wow, that came quickly to me. Thought we were going to go around one more time here. As so far the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower Powerhouse is on the outside to lead the first lap of the night here. Coming around the number 09, looking a little low there, maybe trying to gain some momentum to that 51. He's going to get up to his rear bumper there out of turn number 1, gets a little loose. 51 dives to the bottom there, but the 09 is going to powerhouse. Maybe the 51 got a little loose there and used that apron to his advantage.
Yes, the 09 of David Rattler will take the lead here on lap number 2, but not far behind the 51 of Caleb Eisenhower.
As that number 48 of Adam de Blasio's got that number 43 all up on his bumper, but not too far behind. And the caution of the first caution of the night actually flies.
How are you doing there, bud?
As maybe we bring it back into the field a little bit to see what may have happened there.
That's going to be involving the 70.
The number 70, huh? See if maybe we can pull up any instant replay on that.
I could be wrong there.
Not looking to be. Yeah, it looks like he starts to slow down. Looks like he doesn't have any damage to him. Could have just been a single car spin there. Can't seem to find it. But it's going to mark number 09 as the leader there, as he gets a little lucky there. As we are on lap number 5 of 156 here. Going to bring down the weather for today's race. It's going to be an air temperature of 78 degrees out. A little cooler in Phoenix for this kind of day. Track temp is about a 103. Pretty hot for that kind of track. It's going to be a little slick here tonight, as we already saw with the number 09 coming out of turn 1, going into the dogleg. Just partly cloudy, so there is some sun beating down. Definitely helping warm this track up. Phoenix International Raceway, now known as ISM Raceway, is just 1.01 miles long, about a 957 altitude, pretty far above sea level there, as there's not much water around here. Got 4 turns. Surprisingly, coming off of turn number 1, that counts as the first turn. The dogleg will count as the second turn, and then these guys are coming out of turn number 4 right now. As the lights on the pace car do go off, indicating 1 to go this time.
And that caution was actually brought out by the number 23, Chad Dillon. Got a little loose coming out of turn 3 there, coming down the front stretch, and took himself out.
As they head down in turn number 3 and 4 here. Pretty flat turns. I call this a mini Pocono because basically turn 1 is just like Pocono in turn 1. I say the tunnel turn in Pocono is just like the dogleg here in turn 3 and 4. Basically the same here. As the pace car does dive in, getting ready to go here. They are off. Pedal to the metal. The green flag is out. that number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower looks to try and do a little powerhouse onto the outside there. Still has his fender to his rear bumper to the number 09. Going into turn number 3 and 4 here. 09's going to try and use that apron to his advantage. These guys will put those left side tires, maybe even all 4 tires down below that yellow line as an advantage to try and get a good run out of turn 4, and that will help the number 09 as his number 51 actually got a little loose out of turn 4.
Yeah, David Rattler really powering out of turn 4 there. Had some good grip and a good run down the front stretch to regain his lead.
As they do come around right now, the number 51 looking to putting his tires onto that yellow line there, getting a good run out of the turn. He's going to have something to say to the number 09, maybe going into turn 1 here. Maybe not, as he looks to maybe be conserving a little bit here, knows it's a long race. They're only on lap number 9 of 156.
Yeah, still a long race to go here with 148 laps to go. Seeing that we've already seen 1 caution here in the first 10 laps, really you don't know where those are going to fall throughout the entire race.
As we can already see a lot of cars out here, their rear ends are hard to stick onto that track right now. And that's just because this track is really hot and really slick, but when that rubber starts to lay down, it's going to seem to help them a lot more.
Yeah, once we get some rubber laid down here, these cars will pick up these speeds, especially once we get a new set of tires on all the cars out there on the track.
As I do believe the fuel range for these cars is actually about 80 to 85 laps, I would say, but the tires, once again, another week in a row, tires do not last that long.
Yeah, the tires definitely aren't going to last that long, and we'll see some different strategies played throughout the entire race. You know, do the teams gamble and come in and just get tires?
So we'll bring it back into the field a little more here to the number 88 of Michael Dewell. He's got a fight for that number 9 in front of him of Joe Slamma. He is all over that bumper, honestly. As the number 9 actually gets a better run out of turn 1 there, going into the dog leg. These guys are just kind of spacing it out a little bit here. You know, they know it's a long race. They're only 12 miles into 156. May not seem like a lot. May seem like they've already flown by a lot, but you're turning around here 156 miles. It's a long race inside of that cockpit.
Yeah, and a lot of movement here for the drivers too. I mean, your brake inputs and throttle inputs throughout the entire track have to be very well timed to lay down the laps that we're seeing at the 27.7s that David Rattler's putting down.
As these guys definitely have to learn the transition from last week, not having to use a lot of brake going into the turn or on the turn at all, to this week having to use almost the whole brake to try and get this car to get into the turn.
Yeah, and we're already starting to see some tire fall off here in lap 14. David Rattler with the fastest lap of the last lap of a 27.9 and his best lap at a 27.3.
As we see that number 88 get to the bumper of the number 9, he's going to look to the inside here, going into turn 1. He's going to get his fender there. Number 9 just kind of seemingly let him get there, but he's going to get the run out of the turn he needs, and the 88 just can't complete the pass.
No, it looks like the 88 got actually a little loose there on the bottom side. Didn't really want to push it coming out of 1.
And then as we look behind him, the number 67 starting to gain a little ground to the number 45. Can't seem to hear a lot from that camera angle, and I'm not sure why. .67 using that apron to his advantage, saw almost all 4s down below that yellow line, gaining the run he needs to get past this number 45 here. Down the front stretch they go, side by side, going into turn 1 here. This 45 still holding a fight. He's going to get the run off this turn here, but 67 gets a great run. They're still going to be side by side. 67 uses the dog leg to his advantage, tries to gain a second on him, just didn't gain as much time. Will that 67 use that yellow line? He will. He puts his yellow... Wow, I almost said yellow tires. He puts his tires onto that yellow line to help him get through the turn, but that 45 comes back and might do a crossover going into turn 1 here.
Yeah, real good run by the 45 there, Samuel Nieto, but also a good pass there by the 67.
As the 67 completes it, and the 45 just is starting to seem to just lay back a little bit and cruise behind him. So we're going to throw it back even further into the field here. We're going to look at the number 11 of Eric de Blasio here, just running around in P14 right now. Kind of just looks to be cruising along, not trying to do anything, just minding his business. Maybe playing a little strategy early on to just conserve his stuff and hold up until later on in the race.
Yeah, number 11, Eric de Blasio, really getting a good run there on the 73. So we should see him move up a couple spots here in the next couple of laps. He's putting down some pretty good lap times.
As we'll throw it back up to the front here, the number 51 actually lost a lot of time, almost a second to the leader of the number 09. As now this number 48 is looking to take P number 2 from the 51 here, Adam de Blasio. He's been a front runner all 4 races so far, especially 2 weeks ago at Atlanta. He was doing great. He was running up front, ran up front most of the race up in Daytona. Last week, Vegas, he ran about top 10, just didn't seem to have the car he really wanted that week. Now he's trying to come from a bounce back and prove to himself that he can win this race tonight.
Yeah, Adam de Blasio really having a good start to the season. He's actually sitting 8th right now on the points, 24 points behind the leader. So, I mean, he really would probably wish to continue his good run of races here.
He's gaining a little bit on that number 51. Seems to be a lot stronger than him in turn number 1 than he is in 3 and 4 there. Which this will be happening a lot here tonight. A lot of cars will be good in one turn. We'll see them be better than the leader in one turn, and the leader be better than them in another turn there. And that's really the deciding factor on who might win this race tonight. I think turn number 3 and 4 is the turn everybody wants to be better in, because that's the final turn, and if you're side by side in that turn, you want that run off. As it just kind of seems to be right now, most of these drivers are just conserving their stuff, which I like to see, because there's a long race to go. We don't want to see a lot of cautions early on here. Not a lot of drivers do. And these guys are just cruising around right now, learning the track, trying to lay some rubber down on this track so that they can get their cars turning and get a great run off the turn. As you can see a little slide out of the rear end from the 51 from that camera angle out of turn number 4 there. Just showing how slick this track is, and once some rubber gets laid down on this track, as you can already see, it's starting to get laid down a little bit here. Once it gets laid down more on this track, the rear ends aren't going to be sliding as much. They're actually going to be more tightened up, and it's actually going to tighten up the whole car. But if you have your car built for loose in this kind of track condition, well, when you get some rubber on this track, your car is just going to be right where you want it, and you're going to have a contending car for the win tonight.
Yeah, and as we look at now on lap 26 out of 156, David Rattler's lap times have almost dropped off a full second from his fastest lap there on lap 2. He's now down to a 28.7. Yeah, Will, and he's just going to have to take this one lap at a time and just reel him back in nice and slow. I mean, if he keeps running these 3/10 faster than him, it won't be long before he catches right back up to him.
As actually that time by, and my mic was muted, that previous statement I just said. But David Rattler was about 3/10 slower than number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. Just a quick wrap up there. Actually, David ran a faster time of about a 10th to Caleb this time, but as they come by to the start-finish line here, lap times will change, and the number 09 ran just about 8,000 seconds slower than the number 51. These guys are really bouncing their lap times up and down right now. Can't tell if they're trying to conserve their stuff here, or they're just tires are falling off quickly.
Yeah, as I look back through the field here, I mean, last lap we had the number 43 of William Dunn that actually put down the fastest lap, and he was still only at the 28.65 mark, so really some consistent lap times here from the top 10.
Actually, the number 51 just hit a lap time of almost 29 seconds. He ran a 28.905. So, otherwise he's starting to burn up his stuff real quick there, but the number 43 ran a 28.914, so these guys are actually almost into the 29-second ranges here up in the top 10.
And David Rattler's going to have to deal with some lap traffic here coming up. We'll see how he gets through that and if he can keep these lap times where they are.
As I do believe it is not the lap car's responsibility to let the leader by. The leader has to get around him cleanly. Maybe stated wrong on that, but this lap car seems to be, he notices the leader wants that outside. He's going to give it to him. Actually, he's going to dive it in early there. He'd let the leader take whatever lane he wants going into turn 1, which is the respectful thing to do for a lap car.
Yeah, and David Rattler still keeping almost a whole second lead here on the 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. He's really, making sure that he's keeping his distance, but I really don't think that he's pushing the car to the full limits it could be pushed here early on in this race.
As he does head down through the dogleg, you see those orange cones on the catch fence there, just a little quick glimpse. That gives the drivers a warning of when they're about to enter the turn. Three cones, 2 cones, then 1 cone. Those drivers use those cones as braking. Most drivers start to brake when the number 2 cone, when the 2 cones pop up. And from a driver's view, when I raced here not too long ago, I started braking between the 2nd and the 1st cone, which is pretty late, but really pretty close to getting to that turn. Just really helped the car turn a lot. Some drivers will actually start braking with the 3 cones. So you have to be aware of when your driver in front of you is braking. You have to adjust to his braking zones, because if you rear end him, that is all your fault.
And that's why it's so nice these guys got spread out here and everyone's kind of running their own race, and you can kind of keep your own line, and the braking points is a huge part of that here at Phoenix.
And I know I hate to say this, and it's not because he's just in the lead right now, but I'm going to say for my pick tonight to win is going to be the number 09 of David Rattler. He just seems to have, currently right now, the best car out there. Lap times are falling off, but he's still running pretty consistent lap times. And he's just able to maintain that lead right now. He can get that car, it looks like that car wants to turn center and out, and he's getting the runs he needs out of the turn, which is really helping him and will be an advantage later on when he's side by side.
Yeah, and to round out your top 5 right now, we actually have David Rattler in first. We have Caleb Eisenhower in second, and the 48 of Adam de Blasio in third. And in fourth, we have the 43 of William Dunn. And in the 5th position, we have Tyler Herr.
That will round out your top 5 right now, and top 5 is pretty spaced out, actually. The number 48 of Adam Blasio is starting to put a little gap, closing that gap between him and the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. Otherwise than that, the top 5 are pretty spaced out here.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just all kind of running their race now, and we're going to see we're getting to the point where we're going to start to see some pit stops here in the next 10 to 15 laps, because these gas tanks have got to be running about on these
as maybe I was wrong about how much gas they can get here. I'm not too sure, a full tank of gas, how much gas they'll be able to get.
Well, we thought we had the gas window down last week, and they definitely surprised us there, and some of those cars ran 5 to 6 laps more than what we had thought last weekend.
That is very true, so who knows how many laps they'll be running this week. We're going to throw it a little more into the rear here with the number 53 of James Hudson right now. Getting a nice little run on that outside, looking to maybe take advantage of the number 06 of Jay Heisman, as a lap car does affect them going into the turn. But that number 53 is starting to actually use that higher line in the turns.
Nah, highline in 3 and 4. I mean, if you can make that work up there and get that run down the front stretch, I mean, it definitely, once it comes in, it is very, very nice to use.
May have came in for him. Maybe he's trying to lay some rubber down up there to actually get that high line to work a little more. But it is a three-way car battle right now. 4P number 13 in front of him, between the number 16, 05, and that number 06 kind of looking there. For 05 though, right on that bumper, the number 16. Turn 3 and 4. Gonna get the run he needs out of turn 4. And no, the 16 gets a better run.
As we look back to the field as well, I mean, right now in 18th, we have Alan Pajari, which is actually our point leader right now this season. And he's tied with Joshua Campbell for the lead. And he is currently in 26th.
As caution will fly for the second time here tonight.
Be ready with, there you go, be ready with that brake fleet and stuff, guys. Your blower, they're going to drop down some oil dry.
It looks like it is the number 5 car.
Got a quick glimpse there of the number 5. Maybe we can go back real quick and see what happened to him.
Yeah, the number 5 of Greg Trigo.
Actually, Brandon Kirkman. Looks like he may have just got a little loose off the turn there. We're going to get into a TV view here. Oh, actually, he made a little contact there.
I apologize there. There's a 05 and a number 5.
As the number 78. Oh, the 5 looks like maybe his left rear just kind of went down there. Out of turn number 4, and he's going to make contact with the 78 and the 29. T-bones him, has nowheres to go. That's going to bring out your second caution here today on lap number 44. That number 5 has a lot of turn damage on his car.
Yeah, I believe that might be the end of the day for Brandon Kirkman as the leaders head down pit road. You see the 05, actually the first one off pit road there, followed by the 09 of David Rattler.
Actually, that number 76, actually the 76 and the number 83 did not pit there. So that actually will put the lead to the number, yeah, it will be the number 05 there.
Yeah, I believe he must have actually only took 2 tires or not filled up the tank all the way to beat the leaders that much off pit road.
Lap number 46 of 156 here. Already seen some strategy being played out, different pit stops. 2 tires possibly from that number 05 or just a really fast pit crew.
I think the 05 actually missed his pit stop there, so we might see him dive down pit road here the next time around.
If that's so, the lead will go back to the number 09 there. But we're just waiting to see now as he does put his tires below that yellow line there. Looking like he might pit. As he is gonna pit. He will pit. As that will cycle the lead now back to the number 09, and maybe that number 05 just wanted his bonus points here for tonight.
Yeah, definitely a possibility to get out there, you know, in front and scoop up some bonus points.
As the lights on the pace car are off, double filing up the field, meaning green this time round. As
Green flag.
pedals to the metal, green flag is out. This is the second restart here for tonight. As it'll be just me for right now, as Dustin is having some technical difficulties, cannot respond right now. As the number 09 and 51 battle, and side by side, 51 gets the advantage out of turn 2, going into turn 3 there. Number 09 looking to get to his bumper though, has what it takes. Maybe that 51 just has those fresher tires, but that 09 definitely has a long run car here for tonight. The number 19 of Tyler Herr into the picture here. As it's that number 49 of 156. These guys seem to get a little more aggressive here as this race is starting to wind down little by little. That 09 trying that high line, maybe trying to get that to work. Just not giving up right now. He wants that lead back. As the number 09 gets to the inside there into turn number 1, side by side out of turn number 1 there, going into the dog leg. The 09 and 51 here. 09's tires definitely have started to warm up, and he is getting back, fighting for that lead there. Is he going to put his tires on that yellow line to try and hook the car out of the turn? He gets close, but doesn't do it. Number 51, though, with that high line, just still side by side down the front stretch into turn number 1. And these guys are definitely fighting, not looking to give up here, as we're on lap number 52 of 156. May definitely have a lot more fuel than we're thinking. We don't know how much fuel these guys have, but the 09 gets the advantage there into turn number 3 and will retake the lead here tonight for the second time. As these cars start to single file out here, still waiting on a response from Dustin. Having some mechanical failures over there, some technical difficulties, as we should say. As this 09 starts to pull away, and that number 19 of Tyler Herr is up on that bumper of the number 51. Looking to take P number 2. Will he look to the inside there? He will not. Number 19 actually uses a yellow line to his advantage there, tries to hook his tires to get a run out of the turn. Does get a pretty good run there. not enough to get to the 51's bumper there. Maybe actually conserving his stuff there, as we are only on lap number 55 of 156, almost 100 laps to go here tonight. Now that number 48 actually starting to close that gap between him and the number 19. Adam DeBlasio been a strong runner these last couple weeks, like we said here, looking to put his car into victory lane. Maybe conserving a little bit right now. I think number 48 also has what it takes to win. They do come out of turn number 4 there, going down the front stretch into turn 1. I think that number 48 is just a little stronger than the number 19 in turn number 3 and 4 there, as he is in turn number 1. 19 kind of opens the gap a little bit going into the dog leg. 48 going to use that yellow line to his advantage. So does the 19 though. He's going to go right back to it. He's going to hook his tires to it, and he's going to get a great run. Starting to close the gap is the 48 down the front stretch. As we take a look back here, the number 1 to the inside, and the number 9 going into turn 1 here. Brad Patton, winner from last week at the Roll the Dice 250 Las Vegas. Into the dog leg, going into turn number 3 here on the inside of the number 9. Looking to take P number 8 from him. The number 1 will get it. And Joe Slamma will fall back to P number 9 in the number 9 car. That's a tongue twister. Head back up here. The number 48 gets the bumper. The number 19 out of turn number 1. That gap is closed a lot, as now the gap from the number 09 to the 51 is almost a second once again here tonight. As we hit lap number 60 here, less than 100 laps to go here tonight. Number 48 looks to be inside of the number 19. The number 19 may have let him take that inside lane. Seems to be, as he knew the number 48 had a stronger car. Will he do the crossover here out of turn number 4 though? Going down the front stretch into turn 1, the number 19 does not. He stays conservative. That's at 48. As actually the 19 gets a run out of turn number 1 there. That 48 looking to open that gap and try and catch that number 51, as this top 3 so far, actually top 5, has basically been the same, except we have a new name in the top 5, the number 88 of Michael Dewell. He's popping his head into the number 5th spot there, taking from the number 43 of William Dunn, who's way back in 8th position. May have had a bad pit stop there, trying to rework his way back in front. Did lose a position to the number 1 of Brad Patton, as now the number 1, last week's winner, maybe looking to do back-to-back here and try and sweep this week's West Coast sweep, as they do head to California next week. Maybe trying to sweep the West Coast early on here. But right now, back in 7th position. Brad does have a lot of work as he hits to the bumper, the number 25 of Joseph Tice, who is also on the bumper, the number 88. These guys are bumper to bumper. Looks like they're bump drafting from Daytona, but here at Phoenix. As the 1 uses that yellow line to his advantage, puts almost all 4s down below it. To that number 25, looking for P number 6 here out of turn 4. See the number 1 gets a little loose. Couple cars getting a little loose off the turn there. Still has his bumper to him into turn 1. Brad Patton definitely showing a strong car here tonight, but has a lot of work to do to catch the number 09 of David Rattler. As the number 1 completes the pass to the number 25, looking to get to the number 88 now. That 88 is a stone wall. It's hard to pass him. Already showed that to the 25. This number 1 is going to have a lot of work to do here. First, he's got to get to his bumper. As we go back up front just a little bit here. The number 48 actually to the bumper, the 51 now, into turn number 4. Down the front stretch, the 48 gets a strong run off of turn. Ooh, maybe almost got the wall there out of turn number 4. Had to let up a little bit. He's going to get a strong one into turn 1 here. Strong run. If I said 1, I do apologize. Having a little stutter here tonight. Need to shake off the jitters a little bit probably as the 48 uses that yellow line to his advantage in turn 3 and 4 there. Going to get a strong one to the run to the 51. I don't know why I keep saying 1. Out of turn number 4 there, down the front stretch, that 48 just did not get the run he needed. As now that gap between the number 09 and 51 has actually went up to almost 2 seconds now. This number 09 of David Rattler is just starting to pull away with this race right now on lap number 67, 268. Looking a little clear in front of him, but he had passed one car of lap traffic. Not seeing any other lap traffic right now. As we're going to throw it to his cockpit for our first helmet cam of the night here. Watch him work the track going into turn number 3 and 4. Did see the struggles the 09 does have to go through here. He's actually opened that gap even more to almost 2.5 seconds from that view we just got, which was a great helmet cam view. Thank you to the number 09 of David Rattler for letting us ride along with you here tonight. Now starting to actually catch some lap traffic. Will be the number 70, I believe. Or no, that looks to be a number 44 there on that car. Letting him by, doing the most respectful thing a lap car can do, letting the leader have whatever lane he wants. As now we see the number 1 of Brad Patton actually get by the number 88. He works his first time up into the top 5 here tonight. Now he's going to have to look for the number 19 of Tyler Herr, who actually, I think he's just entering and now exiting turn number 4, as there he is right there, actually just exiting 4. Still watching number 48 and 51 battle it out there. This number 1 has a lot to do here tonight, but he definitely could be a contender for tonight's win. We are still waiting on a response from Dustin Chosen, our second commentator here tonight. We will let you know as soon as he is back. Having some technical difficulties on his side, is letting me know through a chat he is working as hard as he can to get back up into this booth. As now we see the number 25 actually get to the inside of the 88 going into turn 1 here. Dogleg tries to use it to his advantage, almost slides up in the 88 there, could have caused a caution. Knew though that the 88 was kind of close to the yellow line and backed off a little bit there, but side by side. Down to the front stretch here, the 25 gets a great run off of turn number 4 though. Into turn 1, this is where the 88 seems to excel a little bit. The number 88 looks to just duck low, maybe does a crossover here as he gets a great run to his bumper out of turn number 1. He's not going to do it, as he will conserve just a little bit here. As they do cross the line there for lap number 75. Leader David Rattler is just opening up that lead gap more and more. He's 2.5 seconds, working to 3 seconds there, and lap traffic is definitely not affecting this leader here tonight. If this race were to stay green and the number 09 has a great pit strategy, once again I see he is my pick for here tonight's win. But we look back a little bit, that number 48 all over the bumper of the number 51, going into turn 1. Backs off just a little bit to try and get that early run out of the turn. He's going to get it. As that number 48 pokes his nose to the inside a little bit. 51 takes a dog leg. The 48 says, I'll take that high line. Down into turn number 3 and 4 here. Nobody on that yellow line. Actually starting to move up just a little bit as now the 48 hits to that yellow line out of exit. Can he get to the bumper of the 51 into turn 1? He looks to the inside a little bit there. Can't seem to get enough of his bumper there to the number 51. As now he's gonna he got a good run out of turn 1, but that 51 had the advantage. As that number 48 is not giving up on that number 51 yet. As we're gonna throw our top 5 up here so far. Still in first, the number 09 of David Rattler. Still in second, the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. In third, the number 48 still of Adam DeBlasio. In fourth, the number 19 of Tyler Herr. Rounding out the top 5, the number 1 of Brad Patton. He's got a second gap between him and the 19. The 19 has a second gap between him and the 48 and 51, basically. And then that number 51 has almost a 3-second gap between him and the number 09 leader here tonight. See that 48 all over the bumper of the 51 down the front stretch. Now he's going to get a great run going into turn number 1 out of exit. 51 wiggles the rear end just a little bit there. Still pulling away from that 48 going into turn number 3 and 4 here. This 48 definitely has a stronger side in 3 and 4 than the 51, but the 51 pulls him in 1 and 2. As now the 48 to the inside of the 51 down the front stretch. Going into turn number 1 here, the 48 on that yellow line. 51 with the high line. He's been making it work, but just can't seem to get the run he needs. And the 48 takes position number 2. Actually, no, the 51 powerhousing back on that outside. The 48 clears him, and now we'll take P number 2 there. As now the 51 drops down to P3 there, and the number 19 seeming to just cruise there, but that number 25, he seemed to have catched the number 1 of Brad Patton, and he's trying to put his nose into the top 5 here for the first time tonight. As we see, the number 43 has actually fallen quite a bit there to the P number 11, but we're going to see a lot of side-by-side action in front of him there. Big battle for P number 8 there between the number 8, 33 and 67. Actually, they seem to settle it out. The 33 gets the advantage. Now gets to the bumper, the 88 there. 88 seeming to lose a lot of speed here. Running 29.2s. These leaders are actually now into the 29-second lap times here on lap number 82 of 156. Current summary of this race so far, your leader is the number 09 still of David Rattler. Completed 82 laps of 156. Only 4 lead changes here tonight and 2 cautions for only 5 laps. As we do have word now that that our second commentator, Dustin, is back in and ready for action.
Sorry about that, Zach. I definitely am back. Sorry about that technical difficulty there for a second.
As you did miss such a great race. You missed about 20, I'd say about 20 laps of great racing. We still got a ways to go here for more great racing.
Yeah, David Rattler really extending that lead now on that second place car even more.
Oh yeah, he's definitely opened that gap up a lot, but that 48, ever since he got by that number 51, has started to close that gap. Used to be in a 2.5 second lap. He's got it down to a 2 second. It's only 5/10, but that's 5/10 more that 51 just couldn't seem to get. Actually, that time by, the number 09 ran a 29.116. Number 48 of Adam DeBlasio ran a 29.0, so he's not running almost a full 10th faster. He's running faster though, so maybe that number 09 might be using up his stuff, trying to pull away, or used it up pulling away from them when they were battling. But he is in some lap traffic, so maybe that's another reason why his stuff is starting to get used up.
Yeah, Adam DeBlasio with we got about a 2 second gap to the leader. It looks like he's, you know, trying to make that a little smaller.
That number 48 though is really starting to close that gap. He's ran 2 tenths faster that previous lap. This time, they're just about the same there. That 48 is really starting to reel down that number 09. Just catching a little lap traffic, starting to slow him down, but that 48 definitely has a strong car. He shows that he wants this win here tonight.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting once they get packed back up here on these next pit stop. The 45 or the 48 car, Adam DeBlasio, can close that gap at all.
These lap cars are not giving these lead lap cars any leeway here right now. As we saw the number 29, he didn't just let that 48 go. He gave him a little bit of a fight there, but as the 48 did clear him, has a good space between him and the next car, which is the leader, and he's starting to close that gap little by little now, running 10th, almost about a 10th faster each lap.
Yeah, he actually closed that gap to about a 1.5 seconds now, where it was 2 seconds probably 3 laps ago.
So we can definitely see that this 48 has a great long run car to compete for the lead. Just doesn't have the speed it takes. It takes a little while for his car to catch it up there. Right now, that if we have a long run and this race finishes under green, this 48 is going to be a contender for the win here tonight.
Yeah, and as we see these cars really getting a little loose coming out of these corners, we can definitely tell that these tires are falling off these cars, and it's getting a little slick out there.
48 ran 3 tenths faster that previous lap to the number 09. He's really starting to rear him down now. He gained about 3 tenths that last lap. Went from 1.5 to 1.2, still gaining on him. Ran just about a 10th faster that lap. As now this 48 has that number 5 in front of him, some lap traffic really starting to put into play here. It's not affecting the 48 though, as he's still closing that gap between him and the leader.
Yeah, and we see that gap's almost down to 1 second now. So he's really reeling him in here at the end of this run.
Would say, is it too late to change my pick for the win here tonight? But I'm still confident this 09 has what it takes to win. Number 95 looked like he was going to pit there, just couldn't get the car slowed down enough. Had to come back down onto the race surface. Maybe he's going to try and pit next time by.
Yeah, looks like we have the 43 going down pit road now.
43 seeming to fall off a little bit here tonight. Just doesn't have the car he wants. Maybe his car's a little too tight now. Maybe it's been too tight all race. We're not sure, as the number 5 gives the 48 leeway going into turn 1.
Yeah, and William Dunn probably not too excited about that, seeing that he's in 11th right now, sitting 29 points behind the leader. Really need a better performance out of his car tonight.
As now the 48 gets by the 5. Next car in front of him is the leader, about a second in front of him. He is really chasing him down. The leader just ran just a couple hundredths faster than him the last lap. Now he actually ran a tenth faster that lap. Maybe the number 48 of Adam DeBlasio burned up his stuff trying to catch him. Or he's starting to conserve a little bit, because maybe these guys have enough gas to make it really close to the end. And if not, one more pit stop and they can make it to the end. He's just trying to expand his fuel a little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing those cars that had just pit really running some good lap times now, actually almost a second and a half faster than the leaders. And there's more people now taking that pit road.
As I did note earlier, though, that number 1 of Brad Patton working his way up. In P number 4 there. Your top 5 currently so far, the number 09 of David Rattler, the number 48 of Adam DeBlasio, the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower, the number 1 of Brad Patton, and running out your top 5 for the first time in the top 5 here tonight, the number 25 of Joseph Tice. Now we can see the cars that definitely did pit there. Starting to really show as that number 06 is all over the bumper. The number 09 leader, 44, gives leeway to the leader once again. But this 06 pitted as my ticker just randomly shut off. Wow, this night is not going good for anybody.
Yeah, and actually William Dunn actually ran the fastest lap, the last lap with a 28 flat. So we should see him make his way back up through the field here as well.
As I have no clue why my ticker shut off there. I do apologize as now everything is getting in the way here. Some technical difficulties. No idea why that just happened. Huh. That's a stunner right there. I'm not really sure why that happened. As we do see now, the number 09 leader does pit. 48 stays out, though, and so does the 51.
Yeah, so, I mean, now it's just a matter of time of how long it's going to take for those second and third place cars to follow the 09 down pit road here.
As they are on lap number 102 of 156. Closing down to 50 laps to go. We hear the 48 starting to lower the RPMs there. He will head down pit road.
Yeah, and it looks like the 48 definitely is going to head down, and the cars behind him actually still stay out.
51 does stay out there. Does the number 1. He does stay out there. These guys, I think this is their last pit stop unless a caution does fly. But if a caution doesn't fly and we on this race under green, this is their last pit stop.
Yeah, absolutely. With 54 laps to go, I think they definitely would have the fuel to take it to the end here. As we see the 41 now taking his duck down pit road.
51 will go down pit road as well. And the number 1 stays out. He's going to go and lead his lap. Brad Patton leads his first lap here tonight. And the number 25 of Joseph Tice still stays out too. And the number 09, though. There's the 09 starting to powerhouse by with those fresh 4 sticker tires.
Yeah, and that number 1 of Brad Patton after a dominating performance last weekend at Las Vegas. We'll see what he has for the leaders here at the end of this race.
As he will lower his
RPMs
RPMs
comes down pit road now.
Yes, he will head down pit road. And who's that going to cycle the lead to? The number 25 of Joseph Tice. He stays out. That number 09 got his lap back, is on the lead lap, but has a whole track to catch around for that lead. But everybody in front of him has not pitted yet, not that I know of. As the number 25 does duck down to pit road now. Who's that going to throw the lead to? Looks like it's going to be the number 11 of Eric de Blasio. He's going to lead his first lap here tonight. He is fighting with the number 53, but that 53 is a lap down car. As we see the 11 starts to duck down below the yellow line, he will pit, giving the lead to the number 90 of Trevor Rapolo. And he will lead his first lap here tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see these tires and how they wear off here at the end of this race. Seeing that some of these drivers have 5 or 6 more laps on the tires, you know, it'll be interesting.
As I do hear the RPMs maybe lowering a little bit. No, the number 90 does stay out. 50 laps to go here tonight, coming to 49. I don't know if this number 90 pitted yet. It says he hasn't pitted at all.
No, I don't believe he has, and I think he's probably very, very low on fuel. And we can see that those tires are definitely not underneath that car.
As a 33 did powerhouse by him there on that inside. He still looks like he's still going to go around for another lap. Maybe he's hoping for a caution to come out. As now the 45 dives to the inside there, going into turn number 1. So does the 74. These guys definitely have those brand new 4 sticker tires. Number 90, as caution will fly, and that's what the number 90 was looking for. As ooh, it's going to be with the number 12.
It's going to be the number 12 of Brendan John Kohler.
Ooh. Looks like he got into the number 95 there, who got a little loose off the turn, actually going into the dog leg as the 12 took to the dog leg. And he just slid right up into the 95, and that's going to send him right down to that inside wall. And ooh, it's going to really dent that front end. As that brings out your third caution here tonight.
And that's the dangerous part of taking that dog leg there. You know, you come back up on the track and you really don't know who is there because it's very hard to see.
Which is very true. That caution is definitely what the number 90 was looking for as he dives it down pit road. As I'm trying to see who this is going to cycle the lead out to. I don't think it's... the 09 did pit there. Where is the number 90? He's I'm trying to get to him. He's right there coming out of pit road.
Yeah, in the 76 at Randy Fayish there, looks like he just took the lap around to get some bonus points, and he now heads down pit road.
That caution is what the number 90 was looking for there. Trying to figure out who's going to cycle the lead out to. It's looking to be the 88 right now, but I'm not sure if he pitted. Maybe he did pit, and so he's going to keep he's got some fresher tires. These guys behind him right now do have a lot fresher tires than him, including from I believe it's from the number 90 who's in P4, as the 88, 36, and 33 did stay out there. Maybe they just pitted a lap or two before the caution. And so they're going to throw out a little gamble there thinking they didn't run enough lap on their tires to actually start wearing them down.
Yeah, the number 88 actually is on his 11th lap of his run on his tires. And behind him, the 36 of Jacob Fife is on the 12th lap of his tires.
As they think maybe 11 or 12 laps isn't enough to really wear down the tires. With 45 laps to go, though, that's going to show into the long run here.
Yeah, we'll definitely not see The longevity of those tires on those front two cars last throughout this entire run.
As the lights on the pace car do turn off, indicating green this time.
Flags out.
As green flag waves, pedal to the metal, they are off the 88 with a great jump and start there, going down into turn number 1 there.
Yeah, the 88 definitely getting on the gas early there, trying to get his lead out there and get it stretched out as much as he can, and you know, give him a little extra time with those older tires. 3 wide going into 3 and 4.
As it's 3 wide, as we got a car spinning down the front stretch there. Looked to be the number 27.
Static, like somebody was keying up on your radio.
Oh, that's a hard name to say right there. Got a few cars caught up in that though. Let's see if we can get an instant replay on that. As it looks to be the 27, just kind of got loose off the turn there. And the car just sends around, and another car did collide with him, the number 29. And that's going to bring out your 4th caution here tonight.
And with 42 laps to go, it'll be very interesting to see if some of these drivers on 14 or 15 old lap tires will head down pit road just to get some fresh rubber. The 09 of David Rattler also got a really good restart on that restart and was really charging for the front of the pack there going into turn 1.
40 laps to go here with under our 4th caution here tonight. This car is playing a little bit of a gamble here. A lot of them are actually. A couple out front there, they don't look like they're planning on pitting. As they didn't even, I don't even think they ran a full lap around that first green, under that green flag.
No, definitely a good group of cars that headed down pit road there, looking to get that extra advantage with the tires. It should be once it's spread back out. They just sent Patton all the way to the back of the line. Yeah, they gave him an end of line penalty. Him and Eric de Blasio. They said he was going down the left side of pit road.
As the lights on the pace car do turn off, indicating double file up, green this time.
Oh, 19 cars on the lead lap. Oh, actually 35 cars still on the lead lap. Yeah, no. Yeah.
As the pace car does dive in, the 88 is off. Green flag is flying. Pedal to the metal. They are off.
Yeah, 88 definitely getting another really good restart, getting out front early. And as we see that 09 of David Rattler really charging up through the field here.
Ooh, we're going to see a car up into the wall there, but it's not the number 09. Did look like him, though. There's a lot of people that would know me as a commentator and a racer would call that a mecha start. And
yeah, the 09 of David Rattler all over the 36 there, coming out of 4.
Going into
and
turn 1.
He's going to take 3rd going into turn 1.
That number 50, is that the 51 right behind him? He's going to make it 3 wide out of turn number 1.
Yeah, and the 09 of David Rattler got a little loose coming out of 1 there. And he's going to go up and cut him off there.
Number 51 overtakes the number 09 there. These guys have no mercy with 36 laps to go. There is no holds bar. These guys are all out.
Yeah, Caleb Eisenhower was a great lap there. Went from 6th to 3rd. Now, does he really have the power here to hold off David Rattler in the late stages of this race?
No, because not too far behind is that 48 of Adam DeBlasio. Has a couple cars to work past, but he can definitely change that picture. Coming around for 34 to go. As now we see the number 33 get to the bumper, the number 88. Kind of getting close there, going into turn 1.
And the 88 is definitely very backing up his corners on the brakes very early compared to the 33 and the 51 as we see in their corner entry.
As the 51 gets to the inside of the 33 there, the 09 not too far behind, looking, he wanted to push it 3 wide there, but he conserved back a little bit, knew that he shouldn't push it there. As, oh, he might look to the inside of the 51 going into turn 1. Can he get his nose there? Cannot.
No, I think the 51 is going to work on the 88 here in this next lap and take this lead. And it'll be the 51 of Caleb Eisenhower and the 09 of David Rattler that go 1 and 2.
That 09 is not, he is not letting that 51 pull away there. He is onto the bumper of him. He may be using him as a little puppy guard dog, letting him get through the front of the field, and once they get to the front, that's where the 09 will make his move.
And a real good pass there by the 51 of Caleb Eisenhower as he looks to the inside going into 3 and 4.
And the 09 follows with him there, gets to the inside of the 88 and turn number 3 and 4 there. 88 still has something to say, but the 09 getting a great run out of turn number 4 there.
Yeah, and the 09 definitely going to look to the bottom here going into 1. And the 51 of Caleb Eisenhower is going to shut the door. We'll see what we have in the dogleg.
As like I said before, that looked like the 09 was just following behind the 51 until they got out into the front here. Now we're definitely going to look for this 09 to make a move sometime in the next few laps. As you see the 48 struggling a little bit back there to try and get past these cars. Rear end looks to be sliding just a little bit there. But our main focus right now is on this number 09, waiting to see when he's going to make this move onto the 51, as he's all over that rear end of the 51.
Yeah, with 30 to go, we're definitely going to see some good racing here at the end of this race as the 09 looks to the bottom, going down the front stretch.
Is he going to get there? He's got a bumper to him. Is he going to look to the inside? 51 shuts the door. 09
looks like he's going to get a huge run off of 1 here, all the way up to the bumper going into the dogleg. He just is not going to have enough to make that pass.
still onto the bumper though, going into 3 and 4 here. He's getting a great run once again. He's going to use that yellow line to his advantage just a little bit. Not going to get the run he needs though out of turn number 4.
Yeah, 51 really put down a good lap time right there, but 28 flat. And really is pushing David Rattler here to make this a clean pass.
Really pushing David to use up his stuff, but pushing another car to use up his stuff is going to help use your stuff up as well. So you really got to watch it when you're doing that, because he's holding out that number 09, making the 09 use up his stuff, but holding him off is using up his stuff as well.
Yeah, but again, to mention that 48 Adam de Blasio working his way through the field, now passing the 33 and making his way into 4th place.
Still having a fight with that 33 so far. Next car he's looking for is that number 88. Is he going to be able to clear the 33 through turn 3 and 4 here? This is where he completes all of his passes. He will... No, he cannot. 33 gets a powerhouse move onto the outside there. He is not going down without a fight.
No, he's not, and all he's doing right now is holding up that 48 from chasing down these leaders, as, I mean, they're almost extending their lead here more and more each lap.
As these leaders are still our main focus right now, bumper to bumper, lap by lap. 26 to go, coming to 25 to go here.
Yeah, as that gap from these leaders back to the 3rd place car is now at a 1.3 seconds. And they just continue to extend that lap after lap, running the fastest laps of the field each and every lap.
As we actually saw, the 09 got a great run onto the 51 there in turn 1. 51 got a little loose. 09 tried to shove his nose up outside, but the 51 closed the door and the 09 had to check up. Didn't want to wreck him.
Yeah, the 09 definitely getting some good runs here and getting on the bottom part of this 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. Definitely some really good racing for the 1 and 2 spot here at Phoenix International.
As these guys are putting on the show right now, a lot of action going on behind them as that 48 is now starting to clear that number 88. As actually, I'm wrong. He cleared the number 33 working for the number 88. As they are single file behind him. Back up to the lead here, the 09. Wow, he got a great run. Gets a little loose there in the rear end. Doesn't seem to affect him, though.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have got loose out of that, coming out of that corner, I think he would have had that going into the dog leg there. The 51 takes it way high and overdrives 4.
You saw the number.
But recovers and saves it.
Yeah, you see the 09 got a bumper to him in the turn. As caution will fly here tonight once again. I'm not seeing who was in that caution. With 21 laps to go here tonight, this is definitely going to shake things up. Who's going to come down pit road? As what happened to the number 09? I'm showing he's not on track. Maybe he's having a blinking issue, which is, we will explain this here tonight. A blinking is when the connection between you and the iRacing server isn't strong enough, and that makes your car blink on track to all the other drivers, and it is a concerning factor for everybody else. Maybe the 09, that might not be a good night for him, as you never.
David Rattler actually disconnected from the room, and he had just reconnected. So he's honestly probably going to go a lap or 2 down here.
As he must not be happy, and he is talking with his crew chief, probably letting out a lot of anger over the radio. Definitely don't think we should talk to him, as he may not be real happy. As we're going to try and get a driver interview here real quick while they are getting on pit road. as we do get a connection with the number 1 of Brad Patton. Do you have a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, man. Well, we did see, we heard you get a little penalized there for riding down the left side of pit road and got sent to the back, but that didn't seem to affect you as you're bouncing back your way back up here, back into the top 10. What's your plan here for tonight?
Pretty much survive these last 20 laps. Just pretty much try to be smooth. I know I only took 2 tires here, so I know the left side's going to be gone, and it's going to be really loose off the corner, so just be smooth. Don't try to do anything stupid, and hopefully we finish with a solid top 10.
All right. Well, you got anybody to thank here tonight before we head you back down to your car?
Thank Jacob for hosting the league here. Thank you guys for broadcasting it. Thank Fastlane Motorsports for, or Fastlane Racing, Jesus, for letting me on the team. And hey, it's Phoenix, so let's go get some.
All right, as the number 1 of Brad Patton isn't letting any penalty affect him, going back into the top 10. Good luck tonight, Brad.
Thank you.
As he just definitely has the enthusiasm he's looking for to win here tonight, saying he's going to try and conserve it a little bit. He is in the top 10. Back there in 6th position, he is definitely not letting that penalty overcome him here tonight.
No, he's not, but we actually are going to filter into some new leaders here. Oh, well, as they head down. Yeah, we're going to filter into some new leaders here as the number 12 of Brendan John Kohler is our new leader.
Is it? Showing me as the number 78 of Todd Thomas.
My apologies, right after I finished that sentence, it refreshed on me there.
It's alright. Takes a little time as that number 48 of Adam DeBlasio is in there in 2nd. He's got the number 51 all over his bumper, though. I don't know if the 48 pitted, or if he did, he had a great pit stop.
Yeah, I'm showing David Rattler actually 2 laps down, so pretty sure that's going to take him out of this race tonight.
As he must not be one happy man, as that number 78 is a control car, takes the outside. We're going to have to watch his restart here, as I don't think he pitted.
Yeah, it'll be very careful on this restart to not spin these tires.
Coming to 17 laps to go when the green flag waves. Pace car dives down, getting ready. 78 waiting, waiting, waiting.
Green flag.
Puts the pedal to the metal. Green flag is out. Restart is underway. 51 looking to the inside of the 48 going into turn 1 here. Can't seem to get it. Down the dog leg they go. 48 looking to the inside of the 78 through the dog leg. Can't seem to get it. Going into turn 3 and 4 here. Actually gets to his bumper. 48 overpowering that 78 on that inside lane. Will the 78 run over on that outside? Is he going to get the run he needs? Not really. The 48 will lead that lap, though. Going into turn 1, the 48 overtakes the lead. 51 all over his bumper, giving him a little tap-tap.
Yeah, and the 51 going up the track a little bit, got a little loose coming out of 1. But he regains control of it and is now sits in 2nd place, chasing down the 48 of Adam DeBlasio.
As we see 2 different lines being run there. The low lane below that yellow line by the 48, and that high lane down to the low lane from the 51. Whichever lane works best for these drivers. That 51 not going to give up easily here. 15 to go.
No, he's definitely not going to give up as we see the 48 and the 51 start to pull away from 3rd place here.
As they go around through turn 3 and 4, coming to 14 to go. 14 miles left in this race. Coming down the front stretch, 51 getting a great run off of turn number 4 there. Down the front stretch. I don't know why I was going to say back stretch. Onto the bumper, actually, of the 48. Maybe that's why I was going to say back stretch. Because I was going to say onto the back bumper of the 48. Down the dog leg, they both use it. 51 looking high. 48 comes up the block. 51's going to take that low lane. 48 uses the low lane. 51 uses a little higher of a run there. This 48 is going to use all of his might to hold off this 51 here tonight with 13 to go this time. As caution will fly here tonight, 13 laps to go. Coming around for 12 to go. This will be the 6th caution here tonight. As I'm try and bring it to the back of the field a little bit. Maybe we can get an idea of what happened there. Because I'm not seeing seeing any cars having any damage. May have just been a debris caution on track, as there are quite a few cars damaged here tonight. As now it's a big decision here on the number 48 team. Do they pit, get some fresh 4-sticker tires with about 8 to 9 laps here to go tonight? Or will they stay out on these old tires that are getting a little worn up here? They definitely don't need fuel, as they have topped off their tanks. They don't need to have a gas man to make these pit stops quicker. Big decision on these teams here. Who's going to come down pit road? 51 looks like he might come down. Is he going to come down? He's going to come down, and no, he will not. He fakes it. Seems to be a lot of cars are faking it here.
And that caution was actually brought up by the number 33 there, Brandon 6. He actually got in the back of the number 97 and got himself loose, and number 43 helped him around there, coming out of turn 1.
Big strategy being played here. A lot of cars trying to fake it. Nobody seemed to pit though, as I think it's going to be about 8 laps to go on the restart. We're going to throw up your top 5, and Brad Patton, the number 1 machine, back into the 5th place there, not letting any penalty work around him or bring him down tonight. He's definitely going to be a factor here tonight for the win, because I was really hoping that number 09 would have had a great factor of winning here tonight, but unfortunate technical difficulties did bring him out of the race. Don't know if he's still on track or not, though.
Yeah, the 09's back. They're actually coming down pit road here, probably looking to get some tires and see if he can make some time up, but being 2 laps down, I think his night is about done. And he'll finish in the 34th position, which is a very, very bad night for him, seeing that he almost led most of the race here.
Very disappointing night, in fact, as he actually will get, I think he is going to get the most laps led here tonight, as he led 95 out of 156. It's more than half the race, so he will get the most laps led here tonight. As I believe the lights on the pace car will turn off down this front stretch here. As they do, they are going to double file it up here. 8 laps to go when the green flag waves. As we're going to throw up our RPM meter down below there so you can see how these cars shift here. As actually we can see that number 48 conserving some fuel there as he's in 4th gear. May just be conserving it to keep some weight into the back of that car to help him out of the turn, or maybe conserving it because maybe he's going to be on close to fuel there. Couldn't be close on fuel there, but he may be. Maybe he didn't get enough fuel in that last pit stop. As we see him throw down to 2nd gear there, coming around turn 3 and 4 here, getting ready for the restart.
As we come to the line here, we're going to have 8 to go. Here in Phoenix.
Off. Tick, tick, they are off. Pedal to the metal. Green is out once again here tonight for maybe the final restart of the night. As a 48 gets a great jumping start there, seeing him shift through the gears there, banging the gears, going into turn number 1, already up to 4th gear there. Running a little low RPMs, down to 8, almost up to 9,000 RPMs, going through the dog leg, chipping the chip just a little bit, going into turn number 3. 51 all over his bumper though.
And the real question is there enough time for David Rattler to make a run here at the end? 51. I mean, I think he has the car to do it.
51 looked to poke his nose a little bit, get a view of maybe trying to get into turn number 1 there, just couldn't seem to do it. We see that 51 all over the bumper of the 48. Wherever that 48 goes, the 51 follows. Going into turn number 3 and 4 here. thought maybe that 51 tried to dive it below there. Maybe he did and just didn't have the momentum he needed, as that gap between him and the 48 opened up just a little bit. He's going to start to close it. I can see that number 1 of Brad Patton up into 4th place there. Does he have? And caution will fly.
And we'll have a caution again.
Maybe one final restart here tonight. This is really going to shake things up here. I think it's going to be about a 3-lap restart if nobody pits. Definitely going to be one last restart, though. I'm going to look out for that number 1 of Brad Patton here tonight, trying to go back-to-back with 2 wins in a row, week by week. Maybe he's going to try and make some crazy kind of move on this final restart.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to have about 1 lap to go as they come around here to 4 to go. It'll be very, very interesting what they do here with 1 lap.
I think we're going to see a lot of crazy, wild moves being made here tonight, as nobody seems to be pitting. I think it's going to be about 2 laps to go, possibly. Yeah, next time by, if the lights do go off, we will have 2 to go. Know for a fact that 51 is... We're going to look out, because I think that 88, he's a contender, but right now that number 1, 48, and 51 is on my eye. Hey, I'm going to wait for a crazy move to happen out of one of those 3 drivers to possibly get the win here tonight. Oh, you know what wouldn't shock me is if I see that number 1 push it 3 wide on this restart.
Yeah, definitely going to be some good racing here at the end, especially if we have 2 laps to go. It'll give, you know, these leaders a chance to give it their all, you know, in the last 2 times around this track.
As it will be the deciding factor here on if it's going to be a 2 to go restart or 1 to go restart. Do the lights on the pace car go off on the front stretch? They stay on. It'll be a 1 lap to go restart. 1 lap shootout. As the lights on the pace car should go off down the next time down the front stretch. And if they do not, then it may not even be a single restart at all. Now, if it's going to be a 1-lap shootout here, I think we're definitely going to see a lot of crazy moves. With 2 to go, maybe they were going to be a little conservative on the start, but with 1 to go, it's all out. There's only 4 turns in 1 lap, and it's only a 1-lap shootout. Your white and green flag, and checkered's the next flag you'll see.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting here. I mean, it could come down to who's going to make the biggest mistake. But those lights on the pace car do go off, and that means we are going to get 1 more lap of green flag racing.
As they will double file it up here. Leader does take that inside lane. I think we're going to see a jump out of this 48 here going to the start. Coming through the dog leg for almost the last time round. 1 more time through this entire track under green. These drivers warming up their tires, weaving them left and right, getting ready for this final restart. Anything could happen.
Be really interesting what the 48 does here. He does control the restart, so he can go whenever he wants.
As they come around turn 3 and 4 here, waiting for this pace car to dive off. Pace car dives off. Tick, tick, tick. Pedal to the metal, they are green. 1 lap to go here.
The 48 getting a good jump there, but the 51's going to fall in right behind.
White flag's waving in the air. Checkered flag's going to be the next flag they see. What is this 51 going to do? Coming out of turn number 1. Gets a little loose.
Wow, the whole field getting loose there coming out of 1. David Rattler almost took it all the way around there.
That's going to kill the momentum for the 51 there, and the 48's just going to cruise along out of turn number 4 if he can keep it off the wall. Checkered flag in the air. The number 48 of Adam DeBlasio brings his car to victory lane for the first time this season. We see a little victory celebration out of him possibly early on. He did not wreck the car.
Wow, real good finish there. I mean, by all drivers to keep it under control coming out of 1.
As we do pull up your results board there, I'm going to gather these drivers together for the interviews here tonight. As we got our third place finisher of the number 88, Michael Dewell, up in the booth here. Do you have a copy?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
Going on great here tonight. Saw a great race here tonight. We saw you pull off a couple strange moves, staying out on some cautions there, not pitting for tires. Kind of later on in the race there, did you just kind of pit there and 11 to 12 laps on your tires, not enough laps to possibly affect them?
No, not really. We were kind of playing the track position there because it's really hard to pass here, as you can tell from the race. You couldn't really get a run on the low line, obviously, and the car felt good on the high line a little bit, so I just played the cards right and worked out.
Well, man, you definitely had a strong car here tonight for the win. I thought we were going to see more of a crazy move there with that one-lap shootout to go for me on the restart. What was going through your head there coming around through turn 3 and 4?
Oh, I was just trying to hold Jacob off. He had a hell of a run coming down that dog leg into 3 there, and I got loose. So I just did everything I could and killed his run. I think Joseph got around him for 4th or something, so it was fun.
All right, man. Well, you did some great racing out here tonight, and would you like to thank anybody here tonight before we head you back out?
I just thank everybody over at Fastlane Motorsports. Check them out on Facebook, and thanks to all my teammates on here tonight, and thanks to Integrity for doing the show, and thanks to you guys for the broadcast.
You're very welcome, and great job here tonight. Great finish, and we will definitely see you next week.
Thanks.
All right. As now we're going to try and bring in your second place finisher here tonight, in the number 51 of Caleb Eisenhower. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Man, you were all over the bumper of the number 48 there for the last 30-something laps there. Just couldn't seem to get your move there. Did you just not have the power enough to pass on that inside?
Well, it's just, especially when you're on equal tires, it's hard to pass on the bottom. I felt short run, I was probably the best. And then, if Rattler was here, I don't know if I'd been able to get by him. But I think Adam was struggled a little bit on a short run, but long run, he was probably the fastest car. But I tried to diamond the corner where I could position myself and get a run and somehow get to his right rear, or at least get by or get to his inside or something, but I never could. That last caution, or the second last caution, I didn't really want to see, but it was fun. It was fun. He won. He was one of the best cars all night, so I'm not too upset about it.
Definitely an unfortunate turn of events for that number 09 of Rattler. Is there anybody you'd like to thank here tonight before we head you out?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Jacob Fife for running the league. Thank y'all for broadcasting. Justin Rowden for painting my cars. And then thanks to Matt Busa for helping me around this place and teaching me the ways.
All right, well, great second place finish here tonight. You definitely will bring it into victory lane sometime this year if you do keep running like that.
Yep, thanks.
Have a great night. All right, as now we're going to try and get a connection here with your winner here tonight, the number 48 of Adam DeBlasio. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Well, bringing home the checkered for the first time here this season. You've had strong runs all the way since the beginning of the season here, man. We've noticed that early on in the broadcast. You've been top 10 every week so far.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is my third integrity win, and after Daytona, which is always a throw up or what, in the air type of race. Atlanta is an awesome track. Las Vegas is an awesome track, and Phoenix is actually one of my weakest tracks. But I learned something last night in the NASCAR iRacing series, and I applied it tonight. And Caleb figured out what I was doing. He just didn't want to do it, and I'm ecstatic to get my first win at quote unquote a real track, which is an inside joke between the fourth gear gaming community and me because um, I was winning at plate tracks too much in this league, and I finally got a win at a track that needs brakes.
Well, we definitely saw you had that 51 all over your bumper for the last 30-something laps there, putting a lot of pressure on you. Was that really, making you nervous going in the turns or anything?
Yes and no. Caleb is a very clean racer. I knew he would not bump me out of the way, but he was super fast on the long run. Short run. He probably was the best car on the short run, and then I was probably the one of the best cars on the long run. And Rattler, I don't know what happened to him, but he was probably the overall fastest car throughout the entire run. So his pressure did get to me. I did make a few mistakes that caused him to close up on my bumper, and I know you're supposed to look at out the windshield, but I was looking in the rearview mirror as well.
Just one last question before I head you out here tonight. What was going through your head? Do you think any crazy moves were going to happen there with that 1 lap to go restart?
I knew if I got a good jump on him, all I had to do is hit turn 1, not underdrive or overdrive it. I ended up overdriving just a tiny bit. And I looked in my mirror on corner exit, and he got a little bit loose off from 2. And from then on, it's all about hitting my marks into 3 and 4 and bringing home to the checkered.
All right, Adam. Great finish here tonight, and great job on bringing home your first checkered here tonight for the season at what you say is your weakest track. Anybody you'd like to thank before you head out here tonight?
Yeah, one of my weakest tracks. I'm not a fan of the short, flat tracks. I prefer the 1.5 and 2 mile tracks. But yeah, I have to thank Jacob Fife for putting on this league. This is going to be my third full season in the league. He puts on an awesome league that attracts a very fast crowd, very competitive, very clean as well. I think we only had 4 or 5 cautions. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting the race. I always end up watching it at some point during the week because I love watching
yourself run around on track.
Well, not only that, just see how the race played out for other people as well, and see how other people are attacking the track. Always be studying film and stuff to see what they were doing. But yeah, this week will be extra special since I brought home the checkered, which I'm very excited about. Also, I want to thank my Rapolo Brothers Racing teammates, Joseph Tice, Trevor Rapolo, Eric de Blasio, my brother, Bruce Ackerman. Carl Shedd doesn't race in this league, but he's awesome and also an awesome guy. And I want to also give a shout out to my fourth gear gaming community. They give me a hard time and about Chase Elliott choking and me choking in races. So I got the win tonight. So Chase is going to get his first win soon as well. So I see that in the near future as well.
Great positive attitude here tonight. Great racing from you here, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Well, Dustin, another great night of racing here, another great week. Anything you had to note from here tonight before we head out?
No, definitely some good racing up front. We're beginning to see, these standings come together, and, the people up at the top, we're seeing up there every week now. Now that we're in week 3, going to Auto Club during week 4, be interesting to see if we get any new faces up in the top 5 and 10.
All right. Well, it's definitely been another great night of racing here and a great night of commentating up here in the booth here tonight. I'm Zach Mecca, your commentator, with your second commentator here tonight,
Dustin Chilson. I hope you guys have a great night.
Have a great night, everybody.